So today's workout, I'm at the gym. It's rainy outside, so not working out at the park. Plus, I don't have heavy weights at home, so whenever I'm at the gym, I can take advantage of the fact that there are a lot more weights here and do heavier weight stuff. So my plan for today is to focus to do a full body workout, but use heavier weights, including heavier kettlebells. So starting off the workout with reverse and forward sled, uh, dragging it back one way and pushing it back the other way. For the second movement, moving into a kettlebell swing to push up ladder. Which looks like this. So, one push up, one swing. Two push ups, two swings. With the push ups, I'm trying to get full range of motion and let my chest sink between the kettlebells. The kettlebells I'm using are 28 kg each for a total of 56 kilograms, which is around 112 pounds or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna do this for 5 sets and then on to the next circuit. For the next circuit, keeping the reverse sled the same. I like doing reverse sled quite a bit whenever I do the sled because it recruits the quads really well. Like the contractions that I feel from, or like the mind muscle connection that I feel with the quads from reverse sled is really good. And I've also noticed a lot of improvement in my quads since doing reverse sled. And so I like to do a lot of reps and sets of that. For the second movement, instead of doing a sled push, moving into a sled drag. So with the weighted belt or the dip belt, it's attached to the sled, and I'm going to lean forward and drive from my toes into the quads, hamstrings, and glutes, and pretty much walk forward. Then, with the kettlebell, I'm going to do another ladder. So I'm going to do staggered kettlebell swings and move into ballistic rows. So doing one each side, two each side, so on and so forth. Looks like this. I may or may not have done a few extra reps on the swings, but regardless, doing these back to back should get your heart rate racing. There's also a lot of weight involved, so you're getting weight training while having a cardiovascular component, which I find helps to stay shredded while holding on to a lot of muscle. Yeah, I'm gonna do this for another set or two for a total of 5, and then on to the next thing. This is going to be the final sled and kettlebell movement before I move into some mobility. So doing a combination sled and kettlebell move, but not necessarily kettlebell, it's just farmer's carry, can be done with any kind of weight that you can hold in your hand. So yeah, I'm gonna drag the sled backwards one way while holding the kettlebells, and then uh, hold the kettlebells and walk forwards the other way. Looks like this. The act of holding the kettlebells and dragging the weight requires a lot of core, a lot of forearm, just a lot of overall body strength. I do a lot of like kettlebell juggling, steel mace flow stuff. That's going to make you good at being able to flow and move fluidly. But it's also important to do stuff like this to increase overall strength and yeah, be able to drag cars, but also be able to flow, if that makes sense. But yeah, gonna do this for one more set, and then on to mobility. So for mobility, starting off with some upper body upper body mobility, but focusing a little bit on the shoulders specifically. So I'm going to do alternate arm rotations. So people do this movement with a kettlebell, usually where, let me just demonstrate real quick. So I'll be doing that, but with a slight variation where I'll be holding the kettlebells vertically, which means the weight won't be suspended down. It's going to end up, the weight's going to end up above the handle, if that makes sense. I find that variation forces, or at least personally, I'm able to connect with like the rotation aspect of the shoulders a lot better than starting off the kettlebells in kind of rack position. Looks like this. So as I drop the weight, I'm kind of like partially punching it out. And what that does is, as it drops, there's an added velocity to it, which tugs on the shoulder joint a little, which is kind of a good feeling, which, at least for me, gives me a feeling of the shoulder loosening up, if that makes sense. So, yeah, experiences may vary. Personally, I kind of like this for shoulder rotation. Supersetting that with cross bench pullovers looks like this. So did 5 reps together and 5 reps alternate, training the joint to move both unilaterally and bilaterally. So yeah, gonna superset these two for a bit, then probably do uh, a lower body mobility thing, and then onto the sauna. So for lower body mobility, doing good old cable good mornings. Gonna do this for 3 sets and just really focus on the stretch. Looks like this. Keeping my legs wide to get a stretch in the groin area, and then slowly leaning forward and letting the weight pull me. Tucking my stomach in to give room for me to be able to bend forward. Going for 5 reps. I'm gonna do one more set of this for 3 sets total. Head to the sauna. Stay there for about 20-25 minutes. Probably do some hip flexor mobility and abs in there. And maybe might do an outro in the yoga room after. Let's see. But if not, this is the end of the video. See you all tomorrow.